which is a subsidiary of Mindful Mondays MKE. Today is actually Thursday, November the 20th, 2025. That's different because usually we run this episode live on a Monday. I am sitting here with Dr. Berdie L, and we're going to be talking to her today. She was so gracious. But let me just tell you a little about Dr. Berdie L before we get started here. Dr. Berdie L is a passionate and seasonal leader with over 24 years of experience advancing housing, mental health, and supportive services for veterans and vulnerable population. And I'm going to come back to that compassionate word a little later as well, because that's very important for us today. She is a U.S. Army veteran, nonprofit.
Use my skills and abilities here. That's very important because so many times people go to school and they stay in those communities which they get their degrees from. But for me, it was very important to come back home and to use my skills here in the Milwaukee area.
That's important that you mentioned that because you're correct. Some time ago, I was also a member of another organization that had young leaders and young professionals, that they call them. And you're right, we would get so much talent to come in and we would be so excited about it. But maybe after a year and a half to 2 years, they would leave back out. And also, you're right, some people that we went to school with, they would go to college outside the state and not to return. So thank you for coming back.
Absolutely.
Now, you said you came back. Was there a family here? Did you just want to come back for the community only, or was there other reasons as well, like your family, things of that nature?
Well, like I said, I was born and raised here, so of course all of my family was here, and for sure my family is really my inspiration. So I couldn't have it no other way. I wanted to be here with my family. I wanted to be here serving with my family, and secondary, the community. So for sure, my family, my church home, those people needed me.
That's important too. Now, while we are here today, I'm going to just pivot to this right quick. You said you went off to college. Was that directly after high school, or did the service come in between that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So actually, I knew I wanted to go to college because my mom and my dad have 8 children.
Oh, wow.
And I'm number 7 of 8, right? Okay. So I have a younger sister. And I knew that maybe going to college wouldn't be in the cards for me if I had to, if my parents had to pay for that. So I wanted to do something a little different. And I said, you know what, I don't want my parents to have to worry about me going to college. So let me join the military and let me see if they can help me go to school. Because my older sister, right above me, she had joined the military.
Okay.
And I had heard about the GI Bill and being able to go to school on the GI Bill. Plus, I also have a brother that was in the military. I have 3 uncles that was in the military, and my grandfather was a World War II veteran. And so I thought by going into the military, that would help to defray the cost of me going to college. So I definitely knew that I wanted to go to college, but how I was going to pay for it wasn't quite sure. So I thought that, hey, by me going the way of the military, that would for sure be a way for me to pay for college.
I love that. I love that you mentioned that, because I'm not going to tell the story. I was wondering that. I said, how did this beautiful lady decide? I think we're about the same age. I'm like, how it made her decide to go into the service? We talked about born and raised. I was mentioned born and raised here as well. I went to Milwaukee Tech.
Okay.
I found out Rick Flowers went to Milwaukee Tech as well. So shout out to Rick Flowers, another Tech Trojan. But I don't remember a lot of my classmates talking about the service at that time, unless they were in ROTC.
Yeah.
Were you in ROTC at all?
Actually, I was not in ROTC.
Okay.
So I actually went to the service when I was 17 years old. I was in the 11th grade, so that summer when 11th grade was out, I went to basic training.
Oh wow, 11th grade.
And in the 11th grade, as soon as I turned 17, 2 days later, I joined the military.
Wow.
Okay, that was in April. And so then in June, when school got out, that's when I was carted off to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Oh wow.
And it definitely was an experience, the first time of me being away from home to Milwaukee to start my senior year in high school at the Washington High School.
Okay.
Okay,
they were about their arch nemesis during football season, of course, and basketball. Okay. Yeah.
So I went through my senior year in high school, and then I left again to go to my AIT, which is my advanced individual training, which is like what you go to the military to learn your job. So I did that at Fort Lee, Virginia, and then went there, did my job, learned my job all that summer, and then came back, literally had maybe 1 or 2 days, then I was off to college. Montgomery, Alabama. My mom and my dad drove me to Montgomery, Alabama, and actually school had already started. And I think I was like maybe 5 days into the semester. They drove me down, left me there, and I started Alabama State University getting my education. So it was just definitely a labor of love, and I just had the most beautiful time on that journey.
That's beautiful to hear too, because as I mentioned, family support is essential.
Absolutely.
And just hearing that you had other family members and siblings specifically that were in the service, that gives me a better understanding as well. Now you did mention the GI Bill. I have a niece by the name of Tashia, my sweetheart, and she did the same thing that you did. You know, she went, she had ROTC since, as I remember, like middle school. She's always been to ROTC, but she generally joined the service and got her education as well. And I think that's important. As everyone knows that this event and this month was sponsored by Dry Hooch Milwaukee.
Yes.
And I know that that's something they're very passionate about. They actually have an office right down the street on 48th and Fine Black where they're helping veterans get their benefits. So we're talking about your benefits with the GI Bill. Are there any other benefits? I know there's several, but that people would be attracted to right now with this economy, with everything that's going on, that we would call while you're in the service benefits that you'll receive, not after the service?
Sure. Well, you know, one of the things, since we're in this kind of this downshift in our economics in our community right now, I think one thing that's a great benefit to our veterans is the home ownership program. You know, I think that's a very important benefit to our community for veterans, and you know, it's where you don't have to put a down payment down if you buy a house.
Okay.
And I mean, for some of our community members and our veterans, that is something that would greatly help them to gain ownership of a home. So I know that's one that you can utilize, you know, whether you're in the military or out of the military. You know, you just have to go to the regional office there on the VA grounds and get your paperwork, and then work with a lender that is qualified to do veteran loans.
Okay, and I know you said whether you're in the military or out, you're saying you have to have been in the military.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You have to be a veteran. Well, you can be in the military.
Okay.
You can be an active duty person that utilize your, absolutely, for
But
sure.
that's a big deal, because I know now, even, you know, with everything that's going on, I believe the down payment has doubled. It used to be 10%, I understand now maybe 20%.
Yes.
So you're saying if you've been a veteran, whether active or not, you can go into an FDA, like a military approved lender, and they'll be able to assist you with a loan with no down payment.
Absolutely.
Oh wow.
And that's very helpful,
Yeah, that's a big
especially
deal.
this time in our life. And you know, so many things are going on. That's definitely something that people can take advantage of and utilize for their benefit.
And I hear that you're speaking about housing. I know that's your baby. I know, you know, everything I hear up and under about housing as well. Let's say that you are a veteran and you're not ready to go into home ownership right now. Are there resources for veterans, or even active? I guess if they're active, they have housing available to them. But let's say that you're a veteran and you're homeless right now, that you're looking for resources. Are there resources available to the veterans?
Absolutely. So there's an organization by the name of the Center for Veterans Issues, and I have had the esteemed pleasure of being there for so many years. They offer services to homeless veterans. They offer transitional housing, and that's something that is not so common in other areas. So if you're homeless or you know a veteran that is homeless, I would definitely make a recommendation to the Center for Veterans Issues. You can call them. Their offices are on 34th and Wells. Their main office is on 35th and Wisconsin, right there on the corner, 3400 West Wisconsin. Is definitely a place where you all can go to get help with homelessness. You can also get help with employment, training. You can also get help with right before you're going to become homeless, staying in your place. They help with that as well.
To avoid eviction.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a big deal. And you know, I just wanted to just go back to that when we were first giving your introduction. Compassionate was one of the things in the paragraph. And I just want to give my own shout out to you, which I've mentioned several times before, which you probably don't remember because you've been here so much. But there was about 2 or 3 years ago, I was referred to Dr. Couser by Marvin Pratt, you know, former Mayor Marvin Pratt. You know, I was working with one of my insurance carriers, and we had this wonderful product for veterans.
I remember.
And yes, I gave him a call, and I gave you a call, and you invited me in with the veterans. They were very welcoming too, and you were as well. So I've always thought that was a big deal, you know, to see a Black woman that looks like me in charge of such a wonderful organization, and then so open, you know, and actually if I can, you invite me back again too, which that barely happens. So I just want to thank you for that. You know, that's such a big deal. And if we just move it up, I know you mentioned family. I saw your sister with a couple of events. Would you tell me about your relationship with your sister?
Oh my God, my sister is, she's my sister. I have more than one.
Okay.
But my younger sister tends to be with me at all the different events, and she has the flexibility to do so.
That's nice.
All of my sisters are amazing. Like I was mentioning my one sister right above me, she's the one that's the other veteran.
Okay.
But my little sister, she's like my twin. They call us chocolate and caramel. And she's like a bodyguard. And so
that's what I've noticed.
she's amazing. Her name is Lois. And yeah, I just love Lois, my little sister. She is just always there. She's available. She even picks out my clothes sometimes.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know, because the last time that we were together, you know, that's where this is all coming from. I know that I want to speak about that because that's very important to me too. Just like I'm getting emotional about it. I get very emotional. I'm Sagittarius, you know, very emotional.
She is too.
Oh, is she? Okay, she sounds like me. Because we both had our big purses, as a matter of fact. Because the last time we were together, actually the day after you came and represented, and it was such a wonderful introduction as well. I want to just say thank you to Congresswoman Gwen Moore. She did a wonderful presentation to you all.
Yes.
And we're going to be putting that in the comments if you want to take a look at that again. But the following day, you were invited to the governor's mansion. You want to tell us a little about that, or I know, yeah, because I can go on and on. But what did that mean to you?
Wow, that was something that was so amazing, and I am still just overjoyed about that. Even today, that was last week on Veterans Day, and when they called and told me that I would be the first inaugural recipient of the Anna Mae Robertson Award, very brand new. Oh my God, it just really touched my heart. Because she did so much for our country, and just as a woman back then being in the military,
Yes, exactly.
that really means something, right?
Yes,
And we're typically always we're stereotyped to do, you know, people would hear different things about us, but for her to be a trailblazer in the military back then, and for her to be honored by Wisconsin, and for me to be named in her honor for that award is just, it speaks volumes about us in our community and what we're doing. And for them to just think that I had the attributes to be the first to get this award, it really brought tears to my eyes. And I just want to be the person in this Milwaukee County and in Wisconsin that reflects leadership, that embodies, you know, long suffering, hard work, and just being able to be that person that other little brown girl sees and say, you know what, I'm a brown girl like her, I want to be like her, I want to do that. It's something that's possible for me. So for me, that's what it means. It means so much. Yes. It means so much.
And you know, I think that, you know, speaking for myself as a brown woman, you know, I think that you embody those things, you know, from I consider myself a pretty good judge of character. I would say just meeting someone, their energy, things of that nature. But that's why I can go back to our very first meeting. I think that you embody that as well. So as I mentioned, I was privileged enough to go to the governor's mansion as well and see you receive that award. And I cannot tell you how proud I was of you, you know. So I knew what we were there for. But it was just different energy being there. I remember when we were standing at security, me and your sister had our big purses. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I got this big purse. And as you mentioned, she's your security. She has your shoes and everything. But I was at the back of the mansion eating, of course, with the food, and I heard James Bond, I believe his name is, starting the presentation. If you'll watch the video, as I'm going to put that in the comments as well. I'm coming from the back, you know, I'm trying to be quiet because I'm chewing my food, but just see the recognition, because it wasn't many people that looked like us there.
Absolutely.
Now that's true, you know, it wasn't many of us there, but just to come through the crowd and have everyone, you know, really open up, you know, to let me through, you know, and take the presentation. It made me proud as well. Let me just say, from now to, let's say, the end of the year, I know we're almost here, are there any goals or anything that you have where you want to share or collaborate with any women for professionals?
I love working with other lady leaders and professional women. I'm definitely available if any lady leader woman wants to work with me. I mean, I think that, you know, when we have gifts and talents, we should share that with our community.
Yes.
And it doesn't always have to cost. Right?
Thank
you know,
you.
because sometimes some people that may not have the wherewithal to go and get those services that you have to pay for. And so I know just by me coming from 53206, I want to help each and every woman who wants my help. I want to be there. Maybe there's some advice that I can give you. Maybe there's some financial information that I can share with you, because I want us all to be successful.
Yes. Imagine if we all had that mindset. You know what I mean? We can be so much powerful if everyone had that mindset. And as I mentioned once again, that's our mission here at Mindful Mondays MKE, is to debunk the crabs in the barrel mentality, to uplift our community, to include beautiful people like you inside and out, and honor your acknowledgement. So, that's important to us as well. As I mentioned, I didn't want to take up too much of your time because I'm so grateful that you came off duty. As I mentioned, when we were on duty on Monday, November the 10th. But in summary here, Dr. Collins, I know we spoke about sisterhood too. Are you a part of any sororities?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
of course.
hello.
Of course.
Hello.
Yes, I have the honor and the privilege of being a part of the first Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I want to give them a shout out. Epsilon Kappa Omega is the chapter that I belong to, and I'm telling you, that has also made a world of difference in my life. It's all about the sisterhood, the service that we do in the community to all mankind. I'm also a part of the Links Incorporated, the Cream City chapter, and I'm telling you, I get to rub elbows and shoulders with some of Milwaukee's brightest, some of Milwaukee's best women here in our community. Wow, so I feel very lucky to stand beside those ladies and be able to hear and to glean from them. I mean, I have some of the best sorority sisters, sorors, Link sisters, and just sisters in the community. I would say you as well. You have been doing an amazing job.
Thank you so
and
much.
I am just so happy that we were able to reconnect, and I hope that we can do more things in the future.
Same here, and I want to just thank once again Dry Hooch Milwaukee, Otis Winstead, who's the CEO, for making this possible. Also want to give a shout out to my co-founder, Frederick Robinson Jr., as well as Derek Nelson. But we do have a couple of gifts for you. I know that David gave a gift to you as well. We had a book. I just want to bring my book in my bag back over here. I'll bring my bag back. But I know you got the book already, but I just want to make sure that we give this artist, this amazing artist, a shout out. This is a book by Daniel Harris. It's called Storm Survivors. He is an award-winning artist as well. He's our house bass player, but he's also a great author. So he did hand sign these books for everyone too. So we gave this to everyone that was in attendance there that we honored that day. So thank you so much, Daniel Harris. We appreciate you. And secondly, but this is one of my faves, we had an artist here maybe about a month or so ago by the name of Ashley Dallas. A very phenomenal, beautiful black woman as well. And she's so talented. And I saw her pieces throughout the gallery when we were planning this event. And I told her about you all, and she's like, I'm going to put a piece together for each of them, custom. So she did that. Wow. Yes, she did. And actually, when she dropped it off on Monday, she brought it. There was so much going on that it was our fault. We were able to give that to you. Because you can still smell the fresh paint on Monday when she brought it over. But this is one of the pieces here. It's just so many beautiful pieces here. So this is one of Ashley's pieces. I'm going to just hand this one over to you so we can just show them. One of these are going to be yours. She made one for yourself. I love it. She made one for yourself as well as she made one for Dr. Jada Reynolds. And we also have another one here that she made for Tiffany Kohler. So we just want to say thank you. As I mentioned, although you're here assisting Mindful Mondays MKE, your reach is beyond our walls here. That's why we make this podcast. We like to share with everyone and just let them know how awesome you are. And we're going to hold you to that because we would love to have your sisters come. As a matter of fact, we have Lakeisha Myers. She's going to be coming. She's our wine lady, and we just love her. And she's going to be coming back doing something with us next season. So we're going to make sure we invite you here. And you said that you're open to, collaboration or mentorship. How can someone get in contact with you, Dr. Kauser?
Yes, ma'am. So you can reach me at 414-241-0835. And my email is Berdie_Kauser@icloud.com. And so I'm working on some other things as far as development in and around the city of Milwaukee as well as outside of the state. But I am open to assisting anyone who wants my assistance. I'm here to help.
And you don't hear that often, but that's what we're doing here at Mindful Mondays. You have Dr. Kauser here, who is the winner of the Anna Mae Robertson Award, which is such a prestigious award, and she is sharing her personal information with you. This is what we mean by debunking the crabs in the barrel mentality. She's a perfect example of that. We thank you all so much for joining us. Please be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, which is available at www.mindfulmondaysmke.org, or feel free to subscribe to our page and our YouTube channel, which is Mindful Mondays MKE. Thank you all so much, and we appreciate you, and we're looking forward to sharing some more resources with you in 2026. Thank you so much, Dr. Kauser. I appreciate you.
Thank you.